Welcome to more Gran Turismo 7 Specialtatin. Today we're featuring the second of the new week's races, and this particular one is Formula Cars at Circuit Jules Villeneuve. This is the first time I've ever driven this track in any game. Remember with Yas Marina, I drove it a little bit in Forza 8 and was in a Group 4 car and I had a whole heck of a heap of experience with it. I've barely driven these Super Formula cars at all, and I've never driven this track whatsoever. So, yeah, this particular one I showed the beginning of the race because, well, I'm trying to sort of kind of stay out of the way and fill things out like I did for the last race, but that ain't particularly going the way that I thought it would. Also, just a side note too, I completely forgot there was curves or whatever it's called with this car, the regenerative braking turbo thing. I thought that was disabled for weekly races, so I didn't even consider using it. I genuinely thought that's how it always was with this car in weekly races. So I didn't even think about it, so yeah, I just never used that throughout the race. So don't pay attention to that with me particularly at all, because I did not use it. So anyway, for the race itself, there was that. And there is still a lot of racing to go, even though not sure how much true racing I'll do. I just need to figure out everything, really. I mean, this car on like a good track for me would take a while to figure out because I don't drive it all that much. And then, well, here's this track, folks. Yeah, I don't exactly know the braking points. I just got rammed. Luckily, it seems like damage is minor. It's on, but it doesn't really seem to be making a noticeable difference. So, whatever. I'd still rather not get damage from someone ramming into me, but for all I know, that was truly real my fault on a breakthrough or not. I genuinely, even at this point, like today, especially, don't know. But that, I don't think was my fault. I think that I just got a bit clipped, especially given that was the car with the penalty. So, yeah. I also got clipped into, like, the sausage, or the curving, whatever you want to call that, and this car doesn't particularly like that, as you saw ahead there. So that was doubly bad for me. I got hit and then hit into the thing that the car doesn't like. So, yeah, that ain't particularly bad. Luckily, I already knew that at the time for me controlling it because I watched some guides and stuff. Genuinely just in like the loading for this race because I was getting as much in as I could. Where this was the end of the PlayStation for Online weekend, I watched people running the track and things like that. Trying to learn as much as I could in a tiny little bit amount of time just between like loading into the race and stuff. So is that doing me any good? Or at least I know not to hit the curbs too hard. That's about it really. So take that as you may. As of now, I may not exactly have the pace. As of now, I think I might be taking last, unless some people end up making mistakes throughout the race, which again is a very good possibility because this is still fairly early on in the week. This is like the third split of this week. Like the second one was that little bit that I showed at the end of the last Specialtatin, so then this is the third in total. There's some mistakes happening up ahead, but the sad part about it is those mistakes made for yellow flag. Even though theoretically the car's to be ghost, this wouldn't mean a yellow flag. But what that means is because that car passed there under the yellow flag, even though it did it completely clean, its penalty couldn't really help that because it was on the inside, so it was passing anyway. So, frankly, that's just a complete BS penalty. I couldn't have done much different. We were too wide. And definitely that car could have, because it had the inside, it had the preferred lane, so yeah, that should have been a bit. That yellow flag didn't even directly affect us whatsoever. None of you passed a car that was wrecked there, so that's just downright stupidity there of the penalty system, but that helps me out, I guess, so yay. Purposely going on the inside just because that car had to serve penalty, and I'm not so sure if it knew braking points when there was a penalty, so I was just playing that safe there, going to the inside in case there was some unexpected moments there. and it worked out. So now I have a little bit of gap. In a general sense, I'm definitely playing it safe this race. This is my first time ever driving this track in a particular car I'm not particularly good at. And in a general sense, like I said, I'm not too good at memorizing tracks. And even now, I say I'm probably a little bit better at Jules Villeneuve than I am at Yas Marina, but not the Danish. And with this car, I'm still pretty bad at. So that combination does not particularly bode well for the people, or what is it now, like one person behind me who probably just ended up having something that shouldn't have happened anyway, and I think that might have been the penalty. So yeah. As of now, it's clean enough, so I can't really complain too much, but I can't really be all that mad about the person behind being a bit mad as well, because none of that was the person behind fault, or what happened ahead there that is now behind. So now I might have two angry people behind me, but for the time being, they're both pretty far behind me, so I'll take it. Can't complain too terribly much at the moment. Could be a lot worse. As of now, I'm driving pretty conservatively, and now while there's someone directly there, for a little bit, they were a lot of bit behind, but they caught up real big and quick. I think just straightforward, I need to be more aggressive around that last turn, but again, I don't want to hit the curving, if things like that happen. That car just barely nudged the curving, and it almost went out, but then it still slightly gained time on me when it was completely out of control, so yeah. Not the Danish, sorry. But whatever, there's still another car behind. I think all in all, my goal at this point is don't finish last. It'll be nice. It's not last. And the sad part too is I haven't even wrecked yet. I haven't got a penalty, I haven't wrecked. It's been a pretty clean race for me. Actually, for me particularly, relatively boring. Just some interesting stuff happened around my general yonder, so that sort of kind of helped. Also, around my general yonder, my cat is running around, so you might hear that too. Around my general yonder, you might get closer or farther, so the sound might be weird in the background. Anyway, so there's that. As now, look at the time between me and the car and last. That's why I kind of made a little bit of a gap there. And now my dog is yelling at my cat for being loud. Being louder than the cat and yelling at it. So, yeah, that's something too. But, whatever. Anyway, look at the gap between the cars. That's kind of why I made this little tangent there. Is pay attention to that. As of now, like I said, I should probably be a little bit more aggressive around this turn, but it's the very last lap, so I should be good, right? No. That's the extremes of Jules Villeneuve video, and this is my own point of view of it. Yeah, folks, if you remember that clip, I get screwed. Yeah, that most certainly ain't worth the e-haul.